Welcome everybody to Big Braids and Crypto. I'm your host, Mr. Big Braids, coming to you live from a reservation somewhere. We're doing a little bit of crypto and coffee this morning. We're gonna do some random coins. I did do a few other charts, so if you have one today that you guys want to get done, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll get this sucker up on the watch list here. So whatever you guys got going on today, let's take a look at it. But you always got to remember, this is not financial advice. These are my views and opinions on the market only, and only should be viewed as such. And you always got to do what's right for you. Looking at we're going to take a look at Mana here. We'll check this right away in the morning. Looks like Mana did come with this scenario we were looking at here, where it came down and tested the 786. So as far as Mana's going, we could look for probably some sideways action, and then one of these shots for the next leg up. If it does get rejected here at the 618 and comes back down and tests again, could possibly go lower. 406 is on the table, especially because right now we're not out of the table with BTC. We touched 54,000. Is 52,000 still on the table? We're not out of the woods yet, so keep an eye on that. We're keeping an eye on BTC, and if it goes to 52,000. Is that going to affect a lot of the coins? A lot of them are holding pretty strong as far as this little bit, this correction, this bearish November. Right now there's still a lot of volume going in. Is it good volume or is it bad volume? We won't know. So at this point, we're just keep an eye on BTC, see what it does. But it's looking at Mana, if it can get through this 618 line at 476, we probably start seeing a little bit of a climb up. So let's hope for that scenario. This scenario is still on the table right here as well. But this 406 is on the table as well if BTC decides to get a little bit more dippy, or Mana just loses its push or its volume. So keep an eye on that. Let's see, we looked at ESM already. Let's see, Iotx, we talked about Iotx the other day. So let's take a look at that. Iotx is still basically coming down, and it's still looking at checking this the 786 line at looks like 1640. Let's clean this up here and take a better look at this thing. We'll move this sucker here, and as you can tell, it's been just riding along that, just like a lot of these coins are. They've just been kind of skunking along and waiting for BTC to do its next move, and that's what a lot of us are doing right now. We're just waiting for the next, trying to find out what's gonna happen next here. And so that's as far as this point goes. Let's see. All right, so we're still looking to, we're still on this consolidation trip with Iotx, and it's still, it came through the 618 line. It did, came through with the, it's following the bearish November scenario, came through the 786. It's going to continue consolidating down. Once it hits this 786 line, we can hope for a good bounce and some, recovery. Check the 618 for some action like that. It could just hit the 786 line and creepy crawly around here. If it starts to do that, then could possibly this 0.07 is on the table. At that point, we're getting lower than that. That remains to be seen. Iotx from a few weeks back, I know it did have some FU money. It was getting some good news and such. So that's one to keep an eye on. I'm pretty much interested in Iotx. Once it gets to this 0.15, if it touches 0.15, that's a pretty good price. I'm looking for a sale. I always look for a good sale. So Iotx is there. We'll keep an eye on that if it does. But just looking at this pattern, like I said yesterday, when it starts getting this consolidation like this, there's been more than a few coins that have done this, and then towards the end, just when you think it's going to do, this action here, it'll have some capitulation, just straight down like that, and then either it'll just recovery and then start making moves up, or it'll string along and then capitulation down. And at that point, that's when you start thinking, is this kind of getting a little bit of ACHs, some AMP action going on, is this a dud, So you just got to keep an eye on that. And, that's Iotx right there. Let's see, we got a LCX. Let's see, where did we have LCX yesterday? Um, let's see. All right, LCX looks like it's basically came down. Check that 618, especially from the pullback yesterday. So the thing I look for on this one here is basically, we got this scenario going on here. If it doesn't break through this 618, it's going to go, probably dip down and test this 786 line again. If it does break through here, I mean, we could look for some action like, like this, and then, and then a breakthrough here, and then something like this. That would probably be ideal, and that's what we would hope for. But we're still not out of the woods yet, especially with BTC. We talked about that earlier. If it goes to 52,000, if there's still, this bearish scenario going on. So, is it going to affect LCX and get some pullback? The possibility is there. We got to, we always got to keep an eye on that. So if it does get rejected up here, and then it, kind of starts creepy crawling around, and then, and then it starts taking a dippy, I mean, let's see, 0.21's on the table, 0.20, see 0.21, and then yeah, I mean 1732. I mean, this would be some awesome prices, especially for LCX. But especially on this, I mean, I like I said before, these coins that just kind of get listed, and they just have this crazy scenario going on. It's really hard to get a good read on them. Not seeing what came up before them, but as far as I'm seeing, as far as the lookout, I mean, it's got a lot of consolidation. It's just continuing downward, but where's the bottom on this? You can't really get a good reading on that. You just can just basically post up some fibs, and and it's looking like it's having some trouble here. So, I'd keep an eye on that. It looks like it's up, like, it might be making some moves today, but, as far as the way it's looking, if it's not going to make any moves soon, I mean, how low can it go? I guess that remains to be seen. So, but yeah, keep an eye on it. And, if it gets rejected again, it's 1732's on the table, and then we can just continue down from there. 11, how low is it going to go? We have a lot of scenarios. I mean, it could just keep continuously dropping like this, and then that's when it's a dud. But it's go this far, that's probably pushing it. Even for a dud, but that's on the table. So. Keep an eye on those, for those of you that are in LCX, I hope this works out for you. And, if it, it could, you never know, you could have a pretty good reversal, and we could go start heading back up the other way, and then we'll put some fib lines out there. But whoever's in LCX, good luck to you, and hope that action plays out for you there. Let's throw some LRC in there today. LRC is still getting the same setup as just like that last pattern. It's still got that little, little setup going here. Is there going to be some action, for some pullback? It looks like on, LCX, it's hanging above the 618. So we could probably get some, some motion like this and then up. But, especially with, we still don't know what's going on, what BTC's next move is. So if we do get some pullback there, 250s on the table here, even some consolidation here and then up. If it goes any further than that, our LRC has been pretty bullish the last week or so, and especially going into today. When I look at the market and stuff like that, this week's usually one of those markets that it's usually pretty green, so we can keep an eye on that. After but the holidays, usually we do get a pullback during the holidays on the regular, so it's something to keep an eye on. LRC, $2 is on the table, especially if it, BTC dips any further for some, consolidation. And then one of these, does it go that low? I really don't feel it going that low, especially as bullish as LRC is doing. But anything can happen. This is crypto, so keep that in mind there. So let's see what else we got going on here. Hero looks like it's still hanging around at 13. Looks like it's stuck at the resistance up here. It did come down, hit a double bottom at the 618. It looks like it's making some, some moves up. The BTC move really didn't affect it much, but it did have it, pull it back to retest the 618 and possibly get some launch, and so we're still looking at this, this scenario at, 17. A lot of these game coins are doing pretty well, so that's why I keep an eye on Meta Hero. Might be time for another coffee again. So, what else we got going on? SHIB looked like it took a big freaking hit with that, and it's kind of got a little bit of that. I mean, with these patterns, especially if you keep an eye on multiple coins, it really gives you the gist of what BTC is really looking like. Is this the head and shoulders pattern going on? Is there going to be some more push? It's 30 cents on the table for SHIB, for some action like this, and then up, that's a good possibility there. I don't really, I check SHIB, so if any of you guys are into SHIB, be sure to comment, and I'll set some grips up on SHIB if anybody's interested in SHIB. We'll take a look at that. I know there's a lot of people in SHIB, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let me get that wrote down there. So, all right. And then, other than that, let's see what else we got. Who else? Let's see. ADA. Anybody in ADA? Looks like ADA's, had some pretty decent pullback. Geez, it came through that 786 line, and that pullback, affected ADA pretty good. $1.45 on the table right now. It looks like it's still, having some pullback. If it's going to have some recovery, it's going to have to hit the 786 line, get back over it, get back up for some consolidation, and then start moving. So, look for that scenario. If that scenario plays out, it's looking pretty good. ADA, if BTC does happen to have some more pullback, I mean, geez, what is this? $1.06 is on the table, and so, and ADA, from what I'm hearing, the volume is actually over the average. So I mean, a lot of people are probably taking advantage of the Black Friday sales. So yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. But yeah, we'll close it up with ADA. Anybody, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment the coins that you want today. We'll get those posted up, and we'll take a good look at them. And just keep an eye on BTC. We're just going to continue checking that, and you always got to remember this is not financial advice. These are my views and opinions on the market, and should only be viewed as such. And you always got to do what's right for you. So, have that being said, you all have a great afternoon, and Mr. Big Braids is signing out.